Hello, welcome to the Gilted Gamer live stream. Oh, we want face cam today, not that cam. Today we're going to be working with some wonderful miniatures from Games Workshop, building Warhammer 40k stuff today. So today with me, not just me, are John Taylor.
Yo.
And Justin Haggard.
Howdy.
Right, yeah. And so today we're going to be showing off the miniatures we're making. If anyone wants to see what one of us is doing specifically, go ahead and ask, and I'll hand it on over for the camera. We'll also be having some brats with us today, and going to have a beer or two each. And today we're building Warhammer miniatures. So, thank you, Weary, for calling us cute for doing stuff together.
We do make such a great couple.
We do. We make a wonderful couple.
You should see us at our quilting bee.
We had a few people ask us when I told them I was going to be getting the box set if I was going to be building with my friends. And so we will today. I am building some Chaos Marines and some Primaris. John has... What do you got, John?
I have Tau Empire for the greater good.
Justin?
I have a very nice selection of space wolves that will be tearing their enemies a new one.
And for those, of course, who know that I am a parent, my child is with us today. He's watching Coraline, so we're going to let him be. Yes, I can play well with others, just not often. So I'm gonna. So what kind of stuff do you guys want to talk about today? Any topic up for debate? If anyone on the channel watching has anything they want to hear us talk about, feel free. Give us suggestions. Otherwise, you have an awesome beard, by the way, Justin.
Thank you.
So
We begin?
we'll begin. Each
All right.
one of us will hand around the tools because we got one set of clippers.
Glue hashed mesh.
Your clippers might actually work. Mine are a bit.
These are needle nose pliers.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out where to start on this because I'm quite convinced I don't actually have a base for my Eternal. Or my Ethereal, rather.
Then that might be a problem. We might actually have to pick you up a base one of these days then.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how many parts I actually have for the Crisis battle suits. Because it looks... Oh, that's why. Because despite what it shows on the... let me double check. Yeah, despite what it shows there's only 2 Crisis battle suits, not 3.
Okay,
That explains the large
let's
base.
ask them first then. What's more important, beards or kilts?
Beards. Gotta go with beards.
Beards.
Beards? I'm going to say kilts. Because I'm secure enough in my masculinity that I don't need a beard.
Says the man who can't grow one.
Oh, I can grow one just fine.
Well, but you see, it's the beard that lets you rock the kilt unchallenged, man. I mean, when you have that great barbarian look walking down the streets...
The fact that I'm confident enough to wear a kilt proves that I'm more confident than most men. Remember, me and John were, I can too grow one. Thank you. John and I were at Walgreens picking up something, and I was in the kilt. It was the day before St. Patrick's Day. Some guy, just random guy in the background's like, look at that, a guy in a skirt. And out loud as I could, loud enough so people could hear me, I just went, he's just jealous because my legs look better.
And they did much better.
I've seen them. Very nice.
They're adorable.
Thank you.
They used to get some sun on them.
We're in Upper Michigan. When do we get sun? Today, actually. Today we do have some sun.
So, of course, we're in here building Warhammer minis.
Of course. Of course. Instead of spending the beautiful day outdoors, we're inside playing with toys.
But the Daystar, it burns.
The day started.
I totally swiped that one from another guy, but...
I can tan. It's just we didn't have enough sun last summer for me to tan.
No, it rained pretty nonstop where we are. which really hurt because we're a tourist destination that banks everything on the beaches and volleyball.
Well, and the weird sights and the locks and
There's a weirder site than us in this area.
the Uper tourist trap.
Okay, so they have the world's largest functional chainsaw. Get over it.
They also have the world's largest functional rifle.
That's a shotgun.
You're a shotgun. Don't know. Don't mind me.
No.
Yeah, I decided I'm just going to go for it and build my ethereal.
So Justin was the one who said
Mhm.
it was a shotgun.
Mhm.
One of you has a nice voice. We just don't know which.
Shit.
That probably just lost your running. Where are all my bases? Oh, they're all down there. Okay. Wait, do I actually have to glue them to the bases?
Yes.
And that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need some green stuff later on because I got this guy's breastplate cut loose and I made the world's smallest random nick.
10 points.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
Save the
imperceptible.
by the way, save the sprues.
Yeah.
We can actually use them for like making backgrounds and stuff later.
Oh yeah.
So, anyone need clippers? There they are.
Well, you can paint that and make it battle damage.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And there's so many options. I'm not meaning to go brand pluggy, but Games Workshop actually does make enough customizing paints and effects and stuff.
Oh, they make a lot of wonderful stuff. Oh, you have the hobby knife. Do you want to use the clippers?
Yeah, that might help now.
So I can use that to remove some spurs.
I find that for the smaller ones, at least the ones that only have that either have a one contact point or the contact points are aligned properly. You don't really have to use
Oh, yeah.
the cutters. You can just like twist them or
Some of them, yeah, you can just pop out. You still gotta remove the burrs.
yeah.
But
But you know,
I'm actually very good at multitasking.
Shit.
Someone just said they're impressed I can read, work, and talk at the same time.
Oh yeah, well I can ride a bike with no handlebars.
No handlebars?
No handlebars.
I can read 5 books at the same time.
Out loud.
I can breathe, walk, and chew gum at the same time.
I want to see that. I'm
Impressive.
calling BS right there. I want to see
Oh
that
yeah,
now.
yeah. Seriously, put up or shut up on that one.
I can run outside for just a minute.
Okay.
The kids are wearing me now.
I know.
So cute.
We're just so grateful.
We're so proud.
I should have packed the bandages too, because I'm pretty sure one of us is gonna start bleeding sooner or later.
I have.
We got some band-aids
I
upstairs.
have
Okay.
Well-
not just Band-Aids. I have stuff for everything.
Well, I mean that makes it more authentic. I mean, if any of you're chaos. You know, blood for the blood god and all.
You know, I have the tweezers that are meant for doing this. Why am I not using the tweezers that are made for doing this?
Because you're a man in a kilt, goddammit, you do everything manly.
My pipe.
Manly men doing manly
Must
things.
satisfy the kilt gods.
I lost my pipe. Wow. Okay. Good boy.
So this is
If
what-
by the kilt gods you mean us, that's kind of it.
there. So I gotta actually remove that little bird. That's actually a big bird. That was a mess up on my part. My bad. To show all of us work, actually, I'll move it over to John right now. So since John is popping out a guy,
Since John is doing the most collateral damage to his own miniatures before they're even assembled. And it's like I don't mean to totally block the lens, but some of these like part sprues are like much finer cuts than I'd like. That's my one complaint with this. I mean, if you can see real close, like what's holding my guy's spear in place, I don't favor my odds cutting that because I am not good at this. Ooh. Here.
I'm gonna come over
This
here and
isn't
watch John.
cool.
all right. Justin has currently walked away to watch my child.
I feel like I'm on the LA bomb squad here. Whew. All right, actually got.
I like that. You're like, oh.
Well, no, I didn't screw up what I thought I did. I just have to make a more precise cut than I really want to get that ready to glue.
You want me to do it?
Kind of. Well, like, turn the camera back to you so people can like see.
All right.
Like, notice that knob like right there
Oh,
on the
yeah.
wrist of that hand, man.
All right, yeah, just hand me the,
Yeah,
hand me the clippers. I got that. I got it.
Yeah, because that's like a way finer cut than I'm comfortable trying on my first attempt.
I grew up doing like Gundam models.
Well, so did I, except I glued my pants to a carpet trying back in the 90s.
We actually bought locally recently. Our first
Yeah.
set, all of our sets were bought locally at a game store called Taiga Games. We all bought our sets there. They're a very wonderful store, very great people. They've been helping me a lot with making decisions and getting what I need to actually do this.
Let me see the knife a sec,
So,
please. Yeah, big shout out to Taiga. They've been longtime supporters of us. If you're ever in our neck of the woods, if you figure out where our neck of the woods is, go bug them, not us. But they're great people, and they'll hook you up with anything you need for gaming.
go bug them, not us.
Yeah, I thought that was a wise rider to attach to it. I mean, we're antisocial when we're off camera, but
All right, great. Yeah, it's a wonderful store. I'm so happy they were finally allowed to get Warhammer stuff. Well, I mean, if someone knows where Taiga is in the... Oh, yeah. For those who are watching, I have several chats going on. I'm streaming on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer all at the same time. So you'll hear me talk to people from the other ones as well. I'll interact with just about everyone who's watching as much as I can. If I miss what you say, I'm sorry. I do apologize. Okay, so that's where the hoop goes. I'm at least learning how this guy goes together before I start gluing things all willy-nilly. I'm probably going to glue myself to something today. It's bound to happen.
something I'd also like to add for our loyal viewers: in Warhammer, what guns you equip to your minis matter a little more than you'd think it would, because it can affect their stats in game. Down to like some are only allowed to have one life support system or something, some two, or different guns doing different dice worth of damage. And so as you're going through, it's really important to have some kind of codex and make sure that you're putting a lot of forethought into how you're putting your guns on there. Make sure it's to your advantage in game.
And now we're going to turn the camera over to Justin. And here's the clippers, so you can clip out. Where are you going to clip out first?
Well, I've gotten as many of these smaller pieces here as I can get
Hi, John.
without using the clipper. So now I'm going to start in on the
John?
other ones.
Come on
John.
over here.
And hopefully not make too much of a mess about it.
So one of our current viewers is wondering if they could hug you, John.
Yes, well, if you can get your arms around me, it's like there's a joke that I'd wear Hawaiian shirts because I can't fit Connecticut around me anymore, but yeah.
Because you can't fit Connecticut around you.
He's almost as comfy to hug as a Wookiee.
And your beard is epic, by the way, Justin.
Cool, thanks.
I'm going to put the lid back in this thing. We're not going to need
I was planning to get it trimmed on the 1st or the 3rd or something, but maybe I'll keep it around a little longer.
Okay. Now, the cool part is I've officially got my ethereal loose from the sprue, all parts. Like, now it's time to start basing and stuff.
Oh, I actually might need the clippers. Thank you. Just for a second, I just need to clip the top of the glue.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
We're at least starting our figures together.
Yeah, whether or not we'll actually get them finished in this... whether or not we'll actually get any of them finished in this setting is really anybody's guess.
Oh, depending on what we mean by finished, because I know that my army I'm going to spend a little bit more time on paint detailing than I otherwise might have, because I want to look like I'm from a very specific region and regiment in the game.
I did it freeze. Just Justin sit still for quite some time.
Oh, you're silly.
That's a really great...
You got the clippers?
Oh yeah, one second. Here you go.
Oh, that's how.
Oh, that's fun. They almost got glued to the table.
Yeah, thank you.
See, I told you guys I'd be gluing something together that doesn't need to be glued together.
Wow, these fine cuts, though. Because, I mean, CJ, I need the file, please. Where's the file?
Right there. There you go.
Okay, because turn the camera this way for a sec, if you might.
All right.
Because, again, an example of fine detailing. There's the notch that actually holds this to the base. There's like extra for the sprue. I can't even cut that down. You have to file it real gently so I don't mess up the assembly.
This is gonna go so bad. Okay, so I didn't put it. Oh wait, there we go. Oh wow. The glue actually works really well. So that's really tacky, really quick. Like some of my jokes. Haha.
Like my mom.
Nothing gets tacky as quick as that. Damn it, where did the thing go?
File this a little
Please
more.
don't let it have dropped.
Oh, that's not a file. Oh shit.
So I don't know. What do you want to see next? Do you want to see Justin popping out more parts? Do you want to watch my horrible attempts at gluing?
Your horrible attempts at gluing would be amazing.
All right, let's.
Oh yeah.
Let me
Excuse
just get it so I can see where the camera's going.
Mhm.
Oh, it's loading for a second. There we go.
Oh, I like this file.
Yeah, it's
Really
a great
like this
file.
file. It's
right?
triangular. It's like probably banned in the British Navy, but
So far, get it up close so you can all see it. I glued that leg on. That's about as good as we got so far. If I end up gluing myself together, I deserve it.
CJ, as long as you don't do what I did with my BattleTech mech in the 90s and glue my pants to the carpet.
I would like to point out one little tip.
Yeah.
There, when you're clipping out the pieces from the frame,
Yeah.
that there is the temptation to just kind of clip it like you would a toenail or something.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. No.
Be as take it just take it slow and just do it gently, very gently. These things are very fragile, and any parts that you miss, that you got like a little extra on the thing, you can just buff that out or shape it or whatever.
Like, I'm not being, well, at least with the Space Marines, I'm not going to be like 100% perfect with these guys.
Well, nobody can be.
Well, these aren't my main force either. The Chaos Marines, those are my guys. And I can't wait to start putting those guys together.
Those are awesome. But me, I'll always be a Space Wolf kind of guy, Vikings in power armor riding giant wolves into battle against orcs and Tyranids. What could be better, huh?
Space communists.
Someone says if you were wearing a kilt, you wouldn't have glued your pants to the floor. You probably would have glued something else to the floor.
Yeah, I know, but I probably missed that less. Those were some good pants, bro.
And more than likely, we would be taking pictures so we could post them online.
No, he just said he would miss his manhood less than he'd miss a kilt. Just so you all know.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Obviously, that's
a
very
kilt's
important.
functional. A kilt's a thing of pride. My manhood, not so much.
At least you're honest.
Well, it's not done nothing for me lately, I'll tell you that much.
Of course not, you're married.
Excuse me?
That was quick, Justin. That was really quick.
I'm here all week.
You were on top of that. You were just right there. You didn't even give the corpse time to cool. You were just right on top of it. Oh. Sorry for the clap. That was probably ridiculously loud.
It was loud enough to make me drop the head of my ethereal.
See,
Shoot.
and what's funny is one of the guys at the game store actually said that this was going to be boring to watch.
He's kind of wrong.
Oh yeah, people are fucking. Some people are enjoying it. It's our banter.
Yeah. Well, you see, normally people have the image of the Warhammer nerd as being this guy that's just sitting in the basement doing brain surgery with a scalpel for 4 hours on a mini. Like us, on the other hand, we have good camaraderie and absolutely no pride.
Hope he's not that quick on everything.
Good one, John.
This is going to be the bane of my existence. I actually should lower that one down. Yeah, it's a really good file, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Anyways, so we'll go back to over here with the gluing again. I have to glue this little tiny arm onto this guy. Then I have to glue the little tiny backpack onto the guy, and the little tiny book, and his shoulder pad. And I was really hoping. Like, this is actually my first time gluing a figure together. My last figure I had put together was a. Oh shit! There we go. Fucking up already.
Oh, CJ.
I think the glue dried too before I can set it.
I would just like to point out to the viewers, anybody who's looking to, you know, just find a nice little hobby you can just jump right into and
It's
get
not
started.
this.
No.
This is not one of those.
The anecdote I'll point out just off camera. My wife wanted me to take up a new hobby, something that she thought would be more cost effective than going to a casino. After doing the math, my Warhammer habit costs more than my gambling habit did by about $50 a month, so don't.
I bought your army.
Bro,
Exactly.
yeah, you bought my army. Like, that Codex costs more than I would have gamed anywhere else in like a month and a half when I got it. My
Also, there's different grits for this file too. It's actually
Yes.
a really nice file. Not yet, Nate. Not yet. We haven't had the beer yet. Before that, actually, I will have to get my phone up to get my notes, but we're doing something new on the stream, and it is the Kilted Gamers Beer Minute, where I will actually be discussing any new beer I have and discussing history behind it. The one we got today, actually, really cool. It's one of the oldest beers from Germany. The brewery actually was founded in roughly 1546.
dude.
Yeah, that's 500-year-old brewing company. So, old beer, old German beer. And I thought bratwurst, German mustard, and German beer would be very fitting for Warhammer. Anyone who knows about Warhammer probably understands why I say this. The Empire of Mankind is like sci-fi Holy Roman Emperor. So, Empire. That's from Germany, by the way. For those who don't know, that was Germany. They actually give me enough bases for all my shit.
I think that's a problem we're having across the board.
I actually don't know how many minis I'm supposed to have.
Oh, you see, I know that I'm supposed to have like 10 rank and file grunt guys, 1 ethereal, 2 turrets, and I can't decide if it's 2 or 3 battle suits, and a whole bunch of like
you might want to take a
support
look
drones.
at the box down there, you know, under your
Oh.
foot, because that should tell you how
Well, you
many
see, here's the
pieces
problem.
you have.
I've got like the manifest for everything right up here, but it gives you 2 strike team options.
Just
Yeah.
no, take down. No, get the box. It'll-
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how to continue after 3.
Uno,
Cuatro.
dos,
7, 8,
1, 2,
9.
3, 4.
1, 2, 3 is not Spanish, by the way. That's 1, 2, 3.
Okay, the
Uno,
newest
plus.
German, 1, 2, 3. Fuck, I can't.
1,
remember
2,
the rest.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
You want to
10.
hand me the box
John?
first?
Mine's fine, draft fuck. The next one is
1, 2, 3, 4.
You want to hand me the box from my box?
Yeah.
It's down there.
I got it. Space Wolves.
7, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 35. I should have
So-
35 bases.
Okay, so I'm
This
supposed
pouch
to have.
does not look like 35
Okay.
bases.
Okay, so I'm supposed to
And I know
have.
who you are, Elijah. Come on.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm supposed to have is 1 ethereal, 10 fire warriors, 2 drones, 1 support turret, then 3 crisis battle suits and 6 more. Yeah, I'm missing I am 1 base. No, I'm not, because I only have 1 turret.
So,
I had the wrong base over here. I've only got 1 turret. That explains it.
yeah.
Okay. Crisis averted. Oh, speaking of CJ, you may want to show this. Everything over there is cool, but my guy actually has a kilt. I'm finishing it.
Let me see.
You're kidding.
Dude,
cat food.
that is awesome.
Yes.
He'll be fine. Oh, not Eli. Oh no, Nate is Abel. Abel, sorry, buddy. I should have been able. Not.
Yeah, I thought I was missing some. You know, if you look at the bottom of your box, you should find some more bases.
Although I've gone to the bottom, this is every base I had. I just realized that no, I'm not missing any. I just thought I had 2 turrets, not 1. That's why I was confused.
Siege, I just remembered a question. What is the etiquette on swearing on your channel?
Since I already dropped an
Do you
F-bomb...
know who I am? Do you forget who I am?
Sorry, forgot.
I swear like a sailor, my friend.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, if there was a problem, I already dropped an F-bomb, so we're kind of foobar on that end.
Yeah, fair point.
Alright, I am trying to count how many bases I have, and I can't count and talk at the same time. That's just...
That's right. It is physically impossible to talk and count at the same time.
8, 10, 12, 14,
What the balls does
16,
this shit fit on there?
18.
CJ, turn the camera to you for the base count.
20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. Sorry, I'm actually from the north, where we don't need to use our fingers and toes to count. I only say that because she is actually down south. I know this because she's one of the people I write with on a regular basis.
Oh, that's
I'm
all
done
right.
counting. You can stop now.
You are the biggest squirrel.
Where do all my big bases go to?
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna guess to my chaos guys because I have a lot of really big guys for chaos.
Like the testicle tank?
The testicle. Stop calling it the testicle tank.
Well, show them and let the internet decide.
It's not a testicle tank.
It's a testicle tank.
You're a testicle tank.
Sure I am, except yours does something.
So, the testicle tank is that. I don't know if you can see it. The big guy right there. And they say it looks like a severed testicle. Is what they think.
Like, actually pick up the sprue and show them the mini, because it's even worse there.
Okay, fine. You gotta make me bend. That screw is actually a pain in the ass to get out. So in mini form, right there, that's the sprue for what they call the giant severed testicle. Yes, testicle tank. Go ahead. Laugh it up. He has a giant testicle.
But he only has the one.
The other was eaten by it.
This is a testicle that eats other testicles.
Nom, nom.
Pack testicle.
This is how we get in trouble.
Yes, it is.
Does size matter for kilts? Yes, size does matter.
Fuck!
If you get too big, you're gonna hit yourself in the face with the flap and the sporin. I love that I got Justin's Mongol. So I got let's hear. Why are you swearing, John?
Part of my DNA is forever part of this thing's kilt now, though I got it assembled.
Oh,
I had
really?
considered waiting and painting like the legs before I did that, but my patience didn't hold out, and my thumb survived, but nearly became part of it. So, yeah.
I do actually have another bottle of glue. Oh, actually, I have something for us to try on stream.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh no.
It is called. I got this while I was in Wisconsin. I was in Green Bay last weekend to see a WWE live
The
show.
word bacon's on it. Shut
It
up
was
and try it.
amazing.
Bacon bar.
It is called Bacon Bar.
Hickory smoked bacon
Hickory-
smothered in a smooth and creamy milk chocolate coating.
Yes, it is bacon covered in chocolate. It's actually, I like it. So,
Chocolate and bacon. How do you go wrong with that?
here you go. You guys get to pick your piece. Do you want the big giant monster? Or do you want a little piece?
I'm gonna live dangerously. Give me the monster.
You're gonna. Oh,
I'll take a big one as well.
So
Here we go.
let's get bigger. A little bit smaller than that one, but this is the size that Justin will get. There you go, Justin.
Thank
Just
you.
wait a second. I want to get you guys' first bite. I'm gonna give John 2 medium-sized pieces. Hello, Nitro Ganado. How's it going? And here's
I love that user tag, Nitro Ganado. Yes.
Nitro Ganado.
You are already
which
my
is
hero.
funny. Okay, so we'll start with Justin's
Mhm.
response to it. And now, John.
Wait. It's sweet, but it's got a nice smoky flavor to it. And instead of like just being flat out bacon wrapped in chocolate, it's chocolate, but it's got little bits of bacon in
We
it.
are in the States. We're in Upper Michigan. That's as far as I'm going to go with this. That's as far as anyone needs to know where we're at. So now, John.
Laheim.
Oh yeah, for those who say not kosher, he is Jewish. Just so you know. But he's in the belief that it's what's in your heart and not what's in your stomach that matters.
I really hope so, because this stuff's good.
You hope you don't go to hell for bacon chocolate?
I hope not.
How is it, Carol?
Mm.
You hope so because you don't want to go to hell for that. Oh, you guys want more of that? You can't have some more? It takes a bit for me to eat it.
This will be good for me for now. At least.
I'm cool. But man, this stuff's good. Oh.
So
I'm gonna need that.
right? It's
File.
actually good.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hand me the file?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
the file. Thank you. She said you must be reformed.
Correct. Most correct.
There we go.
She?
Yeah. It's my friend Stacy DeRuza.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're on the Facebook chat. People can see you, so I'm not going to feel bad for saying that. She's from the writing site that I'm on. I'm not going to say who she writes as.
Yeah.
That's as far as I'm going to go with like any reveal. Is she's on the writing site I'm on that I admin on. Great site, by the way, for those watching that aren't on it. It's called rollpages.com. Feel free to join. I'm going to go back to gluing. I have actually yet to finish this guy because we keep getting distracted. So I think my plan is I'm going to get the guys built first, and then I'm going to put them on the bases. Should make my life easier. He also likes Hotel Transylvania, which is also on Netflix. Most Netflix kids cartoons he'll watch, just so you know. So.
I can't wait till he's old enough that we can give him old school stuff like heavy metal.
I can't wait to show that one to him.
Or like Love, Death, and Robots.
I have actually yet to watch it.
You have got to see it.
Yeah, this guy.
You're gonna kill me, kid.
Yeah, before I paint the ethereal, I'm definitely going to need to get some green stuff from one of the hobby shops, Taiga probably, because I realize there are some gaps in the chest plate armor that are just barely there, but they're going to need to get filled.
I'm sad because this kit that I got was supposed to have green stuff with it. Let's get you on there right. Come on. Focus.
Do we want to actually stop and explain green stuff to the viewers in case they're not, like,
It's
fully geeked?
So green stuff is a polymer-based putty. It's a plastic-based putty. You can actually get it as a paint too, actually. And you can paint it on them. It's really cool. And it's activated by oxygen, I believe. You have to oxygenate it first by kneading it, and then once it's kneaded and ready, you can form it, put it on things, and it will dry. And a lot of guys who do Warhammer use it to make customized parts or looks. I might actually make Kilted Chaos Marines with green stuff.
Do it.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Come on. This little tome is going to be the end of me.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Mom, watch
It's
it.
not plugged in.
He's fine. He's fine. What's wrong? Oh, you got a pill container? You think Daddy needed this?
Does he want it open?
Oh, he's just handing it to me. Do you think Daddy needed this?
It didn't have pills in it. It's
Oh,
open.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm not killing the kids.
He's fine. I'll keep close as an eye on him as I can while I'm trying to.
Man, that is like the finest plug I've ever had to connect anything.
Oh yeah, this one's a pain in the butt. Okay, there we go. I think I got the book on there
I
now.
think.
Yay! Victory! That was a pain.
You know, when I was reading the instruction manual, I thought the part I'm gluing on now could be used as a handle to move this guy around. No.
Yeah, you would think like
Okay.
they'd at least make the
Before
gluing
you
part.
guys do it
Yeah.
again, I'll find the other stuff.
Do what?
I'll find the tools.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
No,
the kit I
do-
got was like
before we
$20
do
bucks
one.
online. So if you guys want to get like a
I
kit,
do have a whole book. I did find
Oh.
the files. You
John
guys need
is the
files?
cutest little one.
Yep.
I don't think you're gonna want this kind of chocolate, buddy. Let's keep this one out of your hands. Here, you want the? Oh, what I built? I had to paint the little tiny. I had to glue that little tiny book on his butt, and John had to put a fin on his guy's back.
Yeah, and that I really wish the camera had been turned a second ago, because if you saw like the little dimple that had to connect into a slot back there, it was like an eighth of a millimeter maybe. And like I don't even know how that's legitimately. Actually, I'm not even sure that fin's going to stay. Oh, my thumb again, really, guys? Okay. Now the messed up part about this is going to make that balance, because you see the flat part there. It has to balance like this to hold the guy up to make it look like he's floating. And I'm actually going to give this a little while to dry before I attach him to the base, just to be sure that that's going to stay put. Yeah, CJ, that send the action back your way, because like I'm
Actually,
just.
we're gonna send the action Justin's way. So Justin, that one is actually a click together one. Makes it a lot easier to put it together because you don't have to glue the damn thing. Sarah says hi.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah, how you doing?
So you're gonna work on that one? Because I was gonna hand you some glue if you wanted to start gluing that guy together.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to this, but I just realized that the head that's supposed to be for the Wolf Lord is
Oh, you gotta find the sprue for the Wolf Lord.
yeah.
Oh, criminy.
The wolf, the most of the parts for the Wolf Lord are actually on the frame that I was just working on, but the head is somewhere in here.
Oh, that's fun. Oh.
Oh, isn't that just a blast?
Speaking of things that are just a blast, I gotta actually figure out how to assemble my turret now.
Oh yeah. See, like I'm lucky because I have like color coordinated instruction manuals. You guys have black and white.
Oh no, I've got vaguely color coordinated, except that like the turret's got 3 different options for what kind of weapon you want on top, and I'm planning on making good use of this thing, so I want something. I don't know how aggressive I want. I just want.
Essentially, you're weighing your options.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get my Bang energy drink. I'm gonna have a sip.
Are
of
they
this.
heavy?
Or do you guys want to have, before we open up any more pops, do you guys want to try the beer?
All right, I'll give it a shot.
We can do the beer minute.
We'll do the beer minute.
We'll do the beer minute.
Do the beer minute.
Do the beer minute.
Beer minute.
All right. So I'm gonna put this away.
No, 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 no.
Oh, don't bite the plant, buddy.
It's
So,
catchy.
I'll be right back. We'll do food in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly, we'll do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have some beer first.
Cool.
Okay, let's figure out which one of these things the turret instructions are in.
one of these days I'm gonna get a better setup for the camera over here while we're doing this, so we can actually get all of us in the frame. But so today we'll just do switching around. I'll be right back.
Yes, I know. I am completely fascinating, aren't I?
Actually, you could ask the chat some of the questions you were asking us earlier on the way over here. Keep things lively.
I've recently been watching videos by PlayStation Access. Great shows, by the way. A lot of videos by gamers for gamers, and it got me to thinking, like, what would be my answers to some of the lists and questions that they were asking, and I think one of the questions that I really wanted to answer was, what video game boss or enemy can you remember that gave you the most satisfaction when you finally beat it? For me, it would have to be the boss at the end of Cosmo Canyon in Final Fantasy VII, because the first time when I first played that, I had no idea what I was doing, and I remember I was just breezing through that. I mean, I hit it completely cold, and I did not prepare for it. I did not have enough weapons. I did not have enough items. And when I finally got to the boss, I had like a handful of potions and stuff. So I had virtually, put it this way, there was no way in hell that I should have beaten that guy. But after about 15-20 minutes, I beat him, and the rush that I felt at that moment was not to be believed. It was unbelievable.
Justin.
Gracias.
John.
Kostriker.
Schwarzbier.
Kostriker.
Yeah. It's K-O with an accent, S-T-R-I-T-Z-E-R. I actually thought it was a sh symbol as well. It is a German beer. It is a Schwarz beer, black beer. So kind of like what I drink usually.
Do you want that?
Yeah, I'll
yeah, I was gonna say while you're doing the actual beer intro.
So it is a German beer. The brewery was actually opened in 1543. That's 476 years ago. This beer was starting to be brewed. Yeah. So like it's from Germany. It's a Pilsner or a dry beer. Oh no, never mind. That's not what this one is. This is the Schwarzbier. So they have a Pilsner and a dry. During the Cold War, it was actually one of the few breweries in East Germany that manufactured beer for export. So it's then from 1956 to 1976, it was exported to West Germany. The brewery has been owned by the Bitburger Brewery since 1991. The total output increased from 145,000 hectoliters to 910,000 hectoliters in 2000. So that's how much they make a year. The packaging stated that it's one of the best-selling beers in Germany. So it was the only German beer I could find locally right now, right away. If anyone in the Marquette area knows of good places to get beer, tell me. I will be putting up more things like this. The Beer Minute is what we're calling it.
Bro, we have 15 craft breweries. You know the can you just opened?
We have 15 craft breweries, and one of them, I'm not saying which one, tastes like cat piss. You all decide amongst yourself which one you are. Anyways, so yeah, if any beer, craft beer is fine. Local craft beer is fine. I do like some. There's actually one from Founders called Angry Bastard, I think. And it's a Scottish ale.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try that one next.
All
That's
right.
my next beer.
Cool.
So because a wee heavy is always fun to have.
Okay.
So cheers.
Salute.
L'Haim again? Yep.
L'Haim.
Yep.
It tastes almost like a Guinness.
Hmm. It does.
Almost. It's not as smooth and not as like stew-like as a Guinness, because a Guinness is like a stew in a can already.
Yeah.
Or a bottle. It's delicious.
The grain undertaste to it is it's not quite as prominent. It's there, but it's kind of blended well with the rest of the flavor.
Yeah. It's got a nice hop taste to it.
I like it.
This is actually
I'm more of a hard soda guy, but this will do you.
hard soda and like wine coolers, like Mike's Hard, right?
You're gonna give me shit.
I'm not. I drink them too. So I drink them too. If that's all I have, if that's what I have access to. So what do you think?
For my part, this is really good beer. It's really full flavored, not terribly bitter. It reminds me actually of some local brews. They're a dark beer. If anyone ever tried KBC Widowmaker regionally, reminds me a lot of Widowmaker, but a little more refined and got a little less bite to it. I like it.
It is true that local brewery. I did say to them that it was a required taste and not my taste, and then I said to everyone else, it tastes like cat piss. I will admit that. I said that to them. I was nice. Behind their back, not so much. Why? Because I want to be able to go there again and hang out. It's a cool place to hang out, but I don't care for their beer.
We all have our personal tastes.
We do. I'm more of a dark beer fan. I will like a couple blonde ales, an IPA once in a while, a Pilsner. I like beer, so I mean, go ahead. Would I have my PO? No. Like, you can send beer in the mail. You just have to get a special packaging. Bro. Oh, thank you, Metal Agate Numbers, for following me on Mixer. Sorry I didn't say out the whole thing, but thank you very much for following me.
Cool, man. We appreciate it. You may want to actually be on camera when you thank people, though.
So thank you very much for following me. Sips for you. So, you good with the clippers over there?
Oh, yeah, you can.
All right, thank you. Next, I'm going to start clipping out, and I think John's deciding what his next target is. I'm going to clip out the Captain and Phobos armor. Yes.
My next target is the turret.
I should have said that. I really should have said, what cat did you take this from and why? So John's next target is a turret. I'm cutting out this. Oh, God. I have no idea where to start with this one.
What the hell?
What?
Okay, so apparently this tactical support turret's got like a...
Oh, you want...
Too many options, bro. Ugh. I love the customization, but at the same
what the
time...
hell? Look at that. The leg. Look at the part that I had to cut still. The angle I have to try to get that at. Like, look at that. That's ridiculous.
You might almost need
Just
the
a pop.
knife for that.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because I'm like needing the knife for some of my turret parts, but you probably are going to need the knife for that.
Like, for those who don't know what I'm talking about right now, let's get a good look. Right there is a little nub that I really cannot get. Like, that angle is ridiculous. Wait, okay, there we go. I was able to snip the side of it and loosen it, so I'm going to just pop it out. Because otherwise, it's going to make me angry. That's just, that was ridiculous. Games Workshop horseshit.
Ow! Fuck! Congratulations!
First cut of the day!
Awesome!
First blood, mother!
We have been blooded!
You're not doing it right if someone doesn't bleed. You want to get
him
a...
a band-aid and some
Great
alcohol?
bleed.
Do you want an alcohol?
Enough.
Oh, you actually chipped the nail.
Ah.
Do you want an alcohol pad and a
Yeah, you want.
Yeah,
Yeah, why
that would
don't
help.
you go and get that taken care of?
Hold it up. Hold it up. Hold it up. No, not at the camera. Hold it up above your head. Don't. Gee.
This isn't that kind
I
of
thought
show.
we were showing...
No, we're not showing it off. That's how I lose my. God damn it, John. So we have first blood. You're
God.
not
Oh gosh,
properly-
we got enough of it too.
No.
Oh, it's not as bad as it
Check it out.
looks. It
I
just
finally finished it.
Yeah, that guy's. Those ones are quick. You want to show?
Let's do that
We
first.
called
Check
mine
it out.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Blue
Let me
Blue
get-
Pew Pew.
yeah.
So what are you naming yours? We're gonna try not to show John's
fatality.
finger.
Oh.
Use that.
I'd say paper toweling would be
Figure our
a little
DD.
more
I don't
appropriate.
find that
Oh,
heavy.
didn't get it.
I'm gonna go through here and look through all the
It's
stuff.
not big. See,
Okay.
just
See if I
Big
can
enough for me to
find-
It's not
it.
big, but it's a fine knife, so it's
it's a fine knife, and it went a little bit under the edge of the nail bed. That's all.
Oh, great! I just realized that not only do I have to go through here for all.
Wait, what am I waiting on a
that,
band-aid for? I've got
There's
glue
a
in front of me.
whole lot of other things that I have to go through. Why is it that they never put the pieces for the specific characters all on the same sheet?
I'd love to know that.
I got a better one. Hold on. Let me get you my
Yeah.
the newer models do. the newer models are one sheet, one character, or two characters.
Well, apparently, whoever put this one together didn't get the same
Okay.
thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I got bigger bandages.
So
Yeah.
now I have got.
Yeah, I'm sorry
to
about this. I appreciate your
co-
assistance.
So basically, I have now got
I
to comb
spent all
through
last
this
year taking
entire
care of medical
thing in
things.
order
Yeah.
to find the specific pieces.
Now let's see if this one will. Well, you made it a couple.
But John, the Tau aren't melee fighters.
Okay.
I know they do gunfighting stuff.
How are you
Think
gonna
about
want
it.
to put that? Oh, we're
I
gonna
see what
need
you
that.
did there.
Oh, jeez, that's not gonna. I need to hold it together, but
I think if you wrap one more
that's
around
what
it,
I'm gonna
yeah.
do. If it keeps going, we'll just do
Please
it
tell me
again.
these clippers are. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
hmm
I was warned too. These clippers are probably a little dull
see how
Yeah.
by
that
the end of
does.
today.
Yeah.
They're not the great. They're great.
Yes,
Yeah.
They
I
just don't stay sharp.
think
Yeah.
I have found the
If it's
piece
still
I'm looking
doing
for.
stuff, which it should.
I think that's.
Okay, I got them right here. You can do it yourself again.
Yeah. Thank you.
Plus I got.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay, guys, there's bandages
Hey, Mom,
and alcohol
finished
right
one.
here. Cool. There.
the Primaris
gonna-
Space Marine.
I think I'm gonna quickly just like rinse my hands off in the restroom. I'll be right back with y'all.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Or you could do it in the sink, you know, in the kitchen.
not mess up the kitchen sink just before we eat.
Fair enough.
We're indoor grilling brats. What are you going to mess up?
Maybe his blood is toxic.
I knew it. So, yeah.
His-
First injury of the day.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that knife is a good knife.
Blood everywhere. Oh
now
yeah.
you guys have to do one better.
Hey, Mom,
What? Yeah, thank you.
why don't you try a little of this?
I gotta have a pipe.
400-year-old beer.
I've got to have a pipe.
Just
Ran out of cigarettes.
to have a little.
I used to smoke a pipe all the time.
One of my favorite things was when we were
better.
So,
driving down the highway, and she would sit in our van.
Yeah.
She would sit in the front,
Yeah.
Tell them how
smoking
you
a
feel.
pipe and wearing a red
Intact.
cap.
I mean, I took my war wound, but I'm intact.
If it drips too much, we'll just change it.
You know, I feel embarrassed. That's the first time I've ever actually done this doing minis, and I've done minis since I was a teenager.
you
You
know,
did it for the camera.
though, crafting.
Yeah.
If
You
you're not
suffer
a
for
true
your art.
crafter
Yeah.
until you play.
Hmm.
You gotta suffer for your art.
Well, and then the minis I did in my teens were like all like metal minis, and so I haven't done a whole lot of plastic.
How did you not get cut doing that?
Because there's nothing to cut from a sprue when you're working with pewter.
Oh yeah, you just pop it out.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like you have loose metal parts in a blister pack. You cut it open with scissors and you pour it on the work surface and you just glue, glue, glue. Done.
Some pewter ones have sprues.
Not the. Remember? Oh, well, I should ask. Do you remember the old Ralpartha ones?
A little bit. Okay.
'Cause-
Yep.
Yeah, because all mine were Ralparthas back then. I didn't do Warhammer at that age. People have been trying to get me into Warhammer for like 20 years, but you succeeded.
I'd been wanting to do Warhammer for quite a while, but I never really had the resources.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, remember, keep your sprues, too.
Yep.
We can do stuff with them.
Yeah, we keep the sprues.
No.
Okay.
Where's
how
the file?
It's right here.
Okay, yeah. Yes, the turret top. Where the hell is the rest of it? Where is the rest of the turret?
For those who are just joining us or weren't paying attention, we have our first blood of the day. John's wife is going to yell at me.
She's gonna yell at me more because I was already kind of in the doghouse this morning as is.
Oh. You slept in?
Oh, you see, by slept in, I mean we barely made it out the door, but it wasn't my sleeping in that did that. It was my being sick from partying too hard with a friend the night before.
Why would you have to party with anyone but me?
Because they had like large amounts of Canadian whiskey free of charge, and when the alcoholics in the room tell you are cut off, it's kind of a bad thing.
That is a very bad thing.
You see, I normally don't really drink that much, you know me, but last night it was free of charge, and I enjoyed myself.
That's like my level of drinking.
What's the butt plate on this? You know, it would be fun if they showed you both sides of the part so you knew you had the right one instead of trying to guess from the back.
Yeah. That's why you fucking butchered your finger using the crafting knife to pop out the sprues.
Yes, I have been.
Get off it. Thank you, Jason.
Okay, so... Okay, apparently there's a light turret or a heavy turret option. And
And see, and we don't have, well, we have a hand drill, we just don't have brass wire to make swap and go.
Do you know what? I almost wish I made the light turret because then I would have had to cut one piece, not four.
Ah!
That would have been nice.
I mean,
It would have been very nice.
Hey,
You done with the clippers?
Yep. Popped out one guy.
Gracias.
We're gonna start gluing this guy next.
Yeah.
Well, Justin is in the middle of looking for parts.
I think I found some of them.
I'm going to attempt not to glue myself together again.
One of these, you actually have to attach a foxtail, or the equivalent. It's set up like a lucky rabbit's foot. John, take a look at this. This one right here.
Dude, wow.
I know, right?
There are some small parts in this stuff.
Yeah, that little servitor skull I just had to glue on was freaking tiny. Okay, so his leg goes.
I'm going to guess that's the part in that illustration because it doesn't appear to be compatible with anything else.
Okay. John, you want to talk about some small parts?
Yeah?
Check out these.
Dude, the top of the skull I just had to glue on. Okay, yeah, those are actually kind of tiny too. Are those like trophies?
One of them is one of those little tags of like a
the
prayer.
purity seal.
Wow,
Yeah, purity seal. And another is like a cross that you put on top of his helmet or something. And the third, I think. Let me take a look. Oh wait, no, this one's one of those shield crosses that you put on the commander or something.
Can I see the file for a sec, CJ?
Yeah, just go ahead and grab it. I'm trying to get this piece to glue
Okay.
too.
Alright, so...
Like the glue's not going tacky quick enough. And it's just getting wet and sliding around and it's pissing me off.
Start telling it dad jokes.
Fuck off.
Maybe if you get tacky enough, it'll follow your example.
Nothing is tacky enough for that.
Why won't this fucking glue?
Good. Run up the stairs.
be.
Any good questions from the audience yet, or?
Actually, we haven't had much interaction from them for a bit. They've kind of gone quiet. Let me check to make sure that the stream is still going.
Okay.
They just being quiet. You guys can ask us things and say stuff to us, just so you know.
Yeah, we can interact. We're fine.
However, we hold no responsibility for any trauma you may suffer as a result of our answers.
Like, oh,
Somehow,
man.
like, why do I feel that was somehow wise to say it right now?
I actually have already said that I'm not responsible for anything that kids learn from me.
Hi, John.
I.e., everything they learn from you.
My child, I'm responsible for. Other people's children, no. My streams are marked 18 plus for a reason. I am not a babysitter. You're not paying me enough. There we go.
There's the screaming cat.
That counts.
Do.
I am the jungle gem. That's what I am today.
Okay.
I am the jungle gem.
I am the walrus. I gotta be careful. Don't want to get copyright strike.
You better watch it. I'll get you.
Yeah, that's, copyright is one of those great things that I just absolutely hate the way it's applied.
Oh, shit. Did
I
actually
imagine
see
mentioning that web show probably got us in trouble.
Oh, no, we need to, like, probably stop giving utterly free shout-outs to everyone under the sun.
No, that's
I don't make enough money as it is. Stop it.
my bad. Sorry.
Where the fuck does that knife come from? It's like, oh, glue on the knife handle. Okay. Where the fuck do I find the goddamn knife handle?
And you put it on. There you go.
Well, that's fun. So I actually... They lied to me. All my parts are supposed to be in the same screw.
They lied!
Oh, shit. CJ, want to hear something hilarious?
Uh,
I not only accidentally assembled the launcher, I accidentally assembled the bastard backwards.
Please did. Oh, you glued it already, didn't you?
Yes, because I got the glue on the two halves right, and I got the business end on the wrong end, and
You're
it's
monkey.
too late now. But oh well. Hopefully, now of course everyone who actually plays Warhammer is going to notice this the first time we show up. Is like, bro, there's some problems with that turret there. Because don't forget on page XXX of this codex, it shows very clearly that this model of turret. Shut up.
Squirrel. You're a monkey squirrel. Monkey squirrel. Monkey squirrel. Monkey squirrel.
Oh, okay. So the knife handle is actually on the main guy's body,
Mm-hmm.
but I also have to like fucking monkey this in with the knife handle in the fucking way. I hope the glue doesn't stick to everything else and sticks to what I want it to stick to, and not to me.
We're gonna have like no fingerprints by the time we're done with this, like at all.
I'll be surprised if we have fingertips.
Yeah, the point there.
There you go.
This is like the worst put together marine ever. Oh.
Yep.
I've had the most success so far, and this was a pop-up kit.
Yeah.
Does he have
Well,
any
you know,
little
Uh,
my chair had like a
snacks or anything?
top rack until a second ago.
Yeah,
let me see. I'll play with that, buddy.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Scoot in.
All right, hold on. Let
No,
me
don't play with that, buddy.
let me actually just clear some table right in a moment.
Whatever you do, don't fart.
It's fine.
That's asking a lot of me, man. You know where my specialty lies.
Take a break.
Oh, this might actually be too messy to get him.
Have a break. Here we go, kid.
There we go.
What do you get? What do you get? Oh, that would have been bad.
Okay.
Bad.
I got you.
Is there an issue with my chat program?
You can sit down now.
Thanks, Justin.
And if you do fart, I will glue your hand to your ass.
You know, CJ, I have. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, the other half of this.
I know.
I can actually run to the house and get him some stuff.
You know what's weird? I might not actually glue one part of this turret. Because, for one, painting under here is going to be too much of a pain. But if you look at how this goes together without glue, it can actually pivot.
Serious?
Like, yeah. So, like, I might actually not glue the top of that turret completely.
I'll be right back with stuff for him.
Kills dry fit. Oh,
We'll try to keep the public occupied in your absence.
Swivel the camera once in a while too. Just so
yeah. Like, pan back on
Hey,
Justin.
why don't we just do it kind of like this? I move over here,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll be right back.
and
Damn
now
it.
they get 2 for 1.
Yep, they do.
Do you want the juice thing?
I'm just gonna bring the jug over.
Okay, let's see here.
You know, I'm thinking, Justin, the one other time a video game boss really drove me nuts is when I was young and I was playing Pokemon Silver. Because I finally got to the one where you come up against, you know, Red, Ash.
Oh,
And I had a level 50 Typhlosion. And I thought I could do anything to anyone. And so I walk into that cave, and his first Pokemon up is that level 80 Pikachu. I scream fuck so loud the whole house hears it. And I came from a house that really did not...
Swear.
Yeah. So my mom's immediately in my room asking what's the matter, and I'm trying to explain the whole team is down.
Oh yeah, that must have been fun.
Not really, no. No, explaining things to my mother is not really a rewarding venture.
Yeah, well,
Damn it,
that's
again.
just it. How do you explain gaming trial and tribulation to a non-gamer?
Well, especially when you have to explain that Pikachu handed you your ass when they're used to seeing, like, cute little things on TV ads.
It's like trying to explain brain surgery to someone who has never even opened up a box of Band-Aids in their life.
Well, people who've never opened Band-Aids attempt to do brain procedures all the time.
Fair enough.
Just, like, they usually wind up on, like, video clip montages because of it.
Yeah. Doesn't stop him from trying, though.
No. There we go. There we go. I'm glad the majority of the damage is consigned to the underside of the turret. Because I had a glue overflow, but hey, like, if anyone's really going to be anal enough to, like, look under there.
And they deserve to get whatever they have coming to them.
And I've got, like, 3 pieces of this turret on the floor in front of me. Let's have a look at some of the base. Like, is that really going to be a major issue if I don't shear it off? Should probably just finish the cut that way. That's what I was trying to go. Yeah, it's going to take some green stuff to fix. Yeah.
Ah, here it is. I was looking for the Storm Bolter.
Okay.
Didn't even notice it.
Der Sternbolter.
The Storm Bolter.
One of your guys' books is on the floor.
Which one of ours was like all of our books should be the hardcover one?
No, it's a soft one. It's a builder piece.
Hey, let's see.
What movie is this?
Coraline again.
Oh yeah, it's been so long since I saw it. I watched it in 2009 in 3D. It's pretty cool. I tend to like things Tim Burton was somewhat involved with. Oh my gosh, yeah, I remember the scene.
Wow. That was bold. Especially
Daring.
for a kid's movie.
Which one will be better? That one's got
Oh, they were very self-conscious about very meta, because like even Coraline remarks about, oh my gosh, they're naked. Man, we're gonna get so copyright struck.
Oh yeah. Major lawsuits coming our way.
Actually, it's my product plugins. We should get a metal, not a lawsuit.
cheers. You don't even know what you're saying. You want cheers?
To anybody watching the stream, and if we've not answered anything you said, CJ will be back to operate in a moment. We're not privy to the comments, but we're here. We care. We are listening. Well, we're here. We care. We're waiting for the guy who is listening to get back to the table.
He should be here in a moment.
Though at the moment he's having a moment.
He'll be having a moment for another moment.
He likes almost any movie you can find on here.
Finally found out what these little foxtails are for.
So. Don't touch.
For the Wolf Lord. Yeah, I think you can bust that out. Again?
Fuck.
See, he just glued a piece to his finger.
Again?
Ow. More than one, actually.
The
There.
cut finger?
Finally. No,
No,
the
the
other
other one.
No, the good one.
I love that. No, it's the good one.
Fuck, I told you to get away. There's nothing here.
Oh.
Are you ready to go back down?
Ready to go back down? Cat says no.
It's okay.
Nah, it's only Puck. He's always whining.
Are you guys needing a window flush yet? Are you okay?
We're fine too. At least I've been fine.
We're adequately ventilated.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Stupid rat creatures.
Alright, so catching up on chat.
We've been trying to interact with them, but we can't see what anyone's telling us.
We can see you guys. Do not worry, we can see you guys. I just was away and the computer was pointing towards
Yeah.
me. Thank you, Guilty Tunic, for one second. Thank you, Guilty Tunic, for following. Welcome to the Guilty Gamer stream and the Panthers Minority.
Alright. We have a success. After much sweat, tears, and more blood than there should be, we have a turret complete.
Yay! Let's show off the turret. And, John,
Yeah.
someone wants to hug you, and Justin, someone wants to braid your beard.
Well, you want to come by and do it? I'll be more than happy to let you.
Don't dox yourself, bro. Don't.
We're not about that life.
Not yet. Though technically the people of our area did invent catfishing.
They did. They really did.
Catfishing, that noble institution.
Captain Marvel or Wonder Woman?
Oof. I gotta go with Wonder Woman on that one.
Even though I'm a Marvel fan, I'm going Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot was just like friggin'
Oh,
amazing,
yeah.
and I loved Linda Carter before her.
I haven't seen Captain Marvel yet. I want to. I don't believe all the ridiculous things that may or may not be going around
It's
about
a
her.
great movie, actually.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Now, with spoiler free, I heard it was like a 2-hour Air Force recruiting ad. How true is that?
No. There's like a few moments, yeah, of like girl power Air Force go, and I'm happy about like the few moments that they had.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's really not. Like, and I get it. There's people that are very anti-government, anti-imperialism, anti-whatever.
Like me, but...
But, you know, hate the people in charge. Don't hate the soldiers as much. That's all I gotta say. That's the only political bit that we're gonna have on this
Oh
show.
yeah, you told me not to open a can, bro. There you go.
That's the only little bit we're gonna
You
have.
ripped it wide open.
We're gonna only have the don't dog the soldiers. I like that piece actually just like clicks right in place.
Alright.
What are we expecting from Mortal Kombat 11? Oh, so much. Oh, so much. Oh.
I think a better question would be, what aren't we expecting?
Shaggy, you bloody bastards.
Shut your mouth. Oh. Hello?
That better not be my wife.
Yeah, I came into the house just to pick up a Pop-Tart and more juice for him. Yeah. No, I was just going through quick to get everything. Alright. Yeah, we will. Just throwing up. It's bad. You too. See you in a bit. Bye. But anyways, Mortal Kombat. Yes. Oh, that video showing Shang Tsung being voiced and face captured, the original actor from the old movie. That really buttered my biscuit right there. Oh.
I love how when you say it, everything sounds progressively wronger.
Your wife, one of our friends is joking, saying that your wife wants, and she wants you to bring home the challah bread.
That's her job. She bakes it. That's actually pretty well, too.
Stop it, Glue. Stop it, Glue. No, Glue. Ah!
That doesn't sound constructive there, CJ. Are you sure you're alright?
I'm fine. Just lost bits of fingertips.
Yours or theirs?
Mine.
Well, it's alright. He never sounds constructive.
I played Chaos. What do you think?
Plan A was impossible. That's why we went with Plan A. Plan B is the new Plan A.
They want some challah bread, John.
What is this son?
Little Prince.
What was?
The movie's Little Prince.
Oh, here's the book I'm looking for.
Oh yeah, you didn't. Oh, you've been throwing them on the floor when you're done with them?
No, I had them fall all over the place when I cut myself and started screaming profanities. I've been working on the larger ones first. I'm going to Lafine Gear once I get my bearings a little bit.
Get his head in there just right. You gotta put that head in there.
Good one.
Excuse me?
What's to excuse? It was awesome.
Somebody actually graded my burp outside of the convenience store when we went to get our drinks. Okay. So, wow. You know, I know customization's a good thing, but being that there are like 5 parts on the hips of one of these robots, I mean hips alone.
I can't deny these hips don't lie.
Hips don't lie, but the instruction manual does. The complexity here is just incredible.
Final Fantasy or Fable?
Final Fantasy.
Fable for the sense of humor.
I love both. I'm not choosing. You can't make me.
Not for nothing. Fable is awesome, but Final Fantasy, it's kind of a no-brainer.
I got away with that. So gluing sucks, just so you all know.
Mm-hmm.
I hate doing this now.
Yeah.
I love making models, but I hate doing this part. So, almost my hand
Let's see.
to my glue bottle. So, Captain in Phobos armor, of course, with the heroic point going on.
Alright, let's...
Apparently, you can't have a captain without going, kill that guy.
I'm not really sure exactly where to begin right here, other than like...
Cry.
Oh, no, I'm actually just trying to figure out... I'm gonna need the cutters here in a second once I figure out how to cut. Thanks, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
how's it going? Adrimontes 09 can't say noob.
Wait, what?
Just knob. Knob. Fuck knob. Can't tell if they're trying to be a troll or if they're just really that sad.
I've seen more expert trolling, but troll harder, bro.
Where? I need 3, 8. What? This is Spruceette B. You wish that they would be there.
Yeah. Okay, so parts 6, 7, and 8.
Alright, Fallout 4 or Assassin's Creed?
Assassin's Creed.
Fallout 4.
Like for your answers?
7.
Well, I love
7.
Fallout 4 because of the options that you got. Unfortunately I have never played Assassin's Creed, which I still hate myself for. You know, quite frankly, I just love Fallout 4 because it's just a totally awesome game.
Assassin's Creed 2 is the only game I ever went out of the way to make sure I unlocked every achievement. I'm an Xbox player. That was on the 360, and it's just such an immersive experience, especially as you go through Brotherhood and you can train assassins. It's so good. It's so good.
I'm confused on what's going on here.
So am I.
I feel like several different bodies lined up on here in the same general area, and it's hard to tell what parts I actually need.
I'm in a similar boat because right now I'm trying to figure out which set of hips goes to which battlesuit and which 3 parts goes to which hips.
I got 2 guys done.
I got the turret and the ethereal.
So much for the hipster
The
online.
game is Warhammer 40k. Still needs clippers.
Let me get one more piece and then I'll see if I can figure out. Oh, there's the other piece I was looking for.
I'm gonna do the leader attachments first.
No, don't
They
touch
have
it.
singular sprues and I don't have to pop out like so many fucking parts at one time.
Oh, you might.
I don't need your sprues. I need the clippers. Cut from my sprues. Pick right. Game is Warhammer 40k models. Oh man, this game's gonna be so much fun to put together.
So much fun to play. Put together is.
I like putting. I actually do like putting them together. When I have the PO box set up, fans, feel free to send me Warhammer.
That's going to be a double-edged sword.
What, them sending Warhammer model kits?
Oh no, setting up a PO box and inviting the internet to send you things. I can see this going so horribly awry.
Lots of streamers do that.
Okay, wiggle one. Okay, wiggle one. Squirrel monkey. Monkey boy. The monkey boy.
So, anyone else on the chats want to
No, don't.
ask any questions, any demands?
No, no.
Want to look at one of the other 2 faces besides mine for once?
There.
Request, ransom demands, insults, trolling, legitimate, heartfelt questions. Anything?
I have the answers to just about everything. Whatever I don't have the answers to, one of the other ones has. Hey, Riss, how's it going?
You done with the, when you're done with the clippers, let me have them.
Yeah, just give me a moment, I guess. Filling out this one is gonna give me fucking anxiety at this rate. Jesus Christ. So many pointy bits. I gotta clip the right one so I break it. Look at all those skulls. Jesus.
Get out of there, damn it. Can I have the file?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Okay. So,
Here, we're gonna Skyrim or Assassin's Creed.
Skyrim.
I'm standing by Assassin's Creed.
I'm gonna go Assassin's Creed with that one.
I'm really big into FPS RPGs.
I mean, I stand by mine not because I have anything against Skyrim, but because Skyrim is, it's not the most vast game out there, but it's so vast and so engrossing. I know if I played it, nothing else would get done, period.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah, I know, but I kind of need to occasionally make constructive use of my time, keyword occasionally, and Skyrim would, I don't know,
What is constructive?
what we're doing right now.
You call this constructive?
Really?
We're building, aren't we?
At the loosest understanding of the term.
Okay, what?
You done with the flippers?
Not yet.
Where the hell are the hit parts?
Oh, right. Sorry.
Okay, so
This model is like one wrong decision away from actually ruining it. With how some of the parts are set up.
bro.
I think I made the wrong decision choosing to focus with chaos.
Yeah, there's a reason everything I got is like a mech with a little blue guy sticking out of it.
Oh, Jesus. Come with me, skull thing that helps make this look like something off a metal album. Fucking goat skull with a pentagram thing on it. Not a pentagram, but Far Cry or Fallout.
Ooh, Far Cry, especially Far Cry Primal.
That's a good question. I have to go with Fallout, but only because I haven't played Far Cry. I want to play it.
Oh, there we go. Clipper.
Thank you. Okay, I got one. Fallout or Mass Effect?
Fallout. I like early era BioWare over whatever it is they are now.
Okay, let me just double check. Okay. Yep. That is in fact the direction it goes. So, all right. I have successfully found out which 3 pieces form the hips.
Okay, so look at the start of this guy. That is like the start of a metal album cover. Look at that.
Dude, that is awesome.
That needs like Boris Vallejo and Glenn Danzig and
And it belongs on the album of any band signed by Nuclear Blast Records.
correct. How many like free drops are we gonna make? Just because every band we listen to is on the same label, but
Hey, they're a good label.
they are a good label.
I mean, Within Temptation, Nightwish, Battle Beast, Beast in
Sabaton.
Black. They're
Follow the Cipher.
War Kings.
War Kings are on Napalm.
They're pretty much the same label. They all do stuff together all the time. Oh, here's one. Halo or Battlefield?
Halo.
Halo.
Not as tough as they thought that one was going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one.
Shit.
Halo or Bioshock?
Halo again.
That depends on which Bioshock we're talking. If you're talking Infinite, I might take that over some Halo games.
Right now, I'm really interested in Bioshock 2.
Haven't played that one.
That's the
Infinite.
one where you play Big Daddy.
Okay. As I know, Infinite, the story, it was thought-provoking, but when you reached the end, I wasn't really sure I was actually the good guy at any point in the game by then. I kind of like that, but the gameplay was really good, proper difficulty, engrossing story. I wish that there was less illusion of choice game mechanics at work in that game, though.
You mean like every RPG that's come out in like the last year?
No, I mean the.
Yeah, I can understand what you're talking about.
No, I mean,
it'd be nice if your choices had real consequences.
yeah, because like in Bioshock Infinite, there are a lot of like window dressing ones that are non-functional on the game.
Okay, I got a good one.
Yeah,
Bioshock or Dishonored?
Dishonored.
Dishonored.
That was quick.
Yeah, that was kind of a no-brainer. Dude, this whole section here looks like some kind of macabre trophy line.
It does, man.
It looks like it belongs on your album cover. Is it just me, or is the camera not pointed at anyone?
It was supposed to be pointed at John. There we go. Pointed
Yeah.
at you now. World of Warcraft or Oblivion? Oblivion. Duh.
Oblivion.
I gotta go with World of Warcraft on that one.
Go home. Wait.
Justin, his eyes open.
So
They are.
I was gonna say I don't MMO.
Fuck.
What?
Put the arm on sideways.
I hate it when that happens.
So now it's gonna, instead of holding it out, like pointing upwards like
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
like this. I mean, it doesn't look that bad. I haven't put it on yet fully, but like that's what it's gonna look like
Yeah.
in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Is the fireball like going into it?
Okay.
I've decided that instead of like cutting out specific pieces, I'm just gonna cut the whole thing out and then dip through for each specific.
So you're gonna
piece.
actually like cut it all out and then try to find the part you need.
I like a challenge.
It's a bold move, bro. I'm really overusing the phrase bro.
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 It sounds like a Budweiser ad. Fuck that.
Yeah, see, okay. It's not as bad as it could have been.
No,
I could have done
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
Let me see.
See, because the hand and the arm came as two parts.
Yeah, that kind of gets me. I will say this, as long as we're like giving like fair and objective commentary,
That's not too bad.
there are some weaknesses to how Games Workshop puts their stuff together on the sprue.
Alright.
Like, I really wish that more limbs were one piece and not two, or that hands weren't molded to weapons. That would, in my opinion, that would improve the product line quite a bit. But that's just me talking.
I don't know, I kind of fully agree with that.
Yeah, it does make some kind of sense.
I feel this arm is gonna probably piss me off too. Ghost Recon or Call of Duty?
Ghost Recon.
Having not played either, I'll go with Ghost Recon.
Well, I've played a lot of Call of Duty, just not very well. The last time I played, people were like trolling and mocking my name in the lobby because, near as I can tell, the secret to Call of Duty is run around until you can shoot someone in the back of the head, then keep running around.
Okay, I got one. Bioshock or Singularity?
That's a very obscure one. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's actually a very good one.
I'm gonna have to go with Singularity, actually.
Yeah, it was good actually. I used to have it. Stupidly traded it away. I lose more great games by just trading them off. I really got to stop doing that.
Well, now
That's how I lost Suikoden.
Oh.
Yeah, fortunately, I was able to get it back many years later, but still.
Now, I'm going to ask one of the people on the chat and the stream. Anyone here ever played Too Human?
I have.
Because I got a copy of that used from a video rental. I thought it was a pretty good buy, but I have not started the game yet.
It's an okay game.
It's
It bankrupted the company that made it because they used a modified version of an engine they were not given permission to use.
wasn't it like Unreal or something?
Yeah, it was someone's specific modified Unreal engine. There we go, Master of Possession.
All right.
Dun, 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 dun,
And while we're at it, the base finally worked, as you
Master
can
Possession.
now also see Tau Ethereal.
Okay, here's a good one. Dishonored or Singularity?
Dishonored. Oh, movie one. Labyrinth or Dark Crystal?
Ooh.
Oh,
that-
like choosing between children here, man.
And not even choosing between the bad ones.
Okay, so just so you can all see him, say hi. Oh, okay, never mind. He doesn't.
I can't make that. I can't make that call. I'm sorry, but
I'm gonna go out on a limb and call Labyrinth. I call Labyrinth only because
it had the better soundtrack.
not only because it had the better soundtrack, but in my opinion, it had like some of the better animatronic effects with like the Gate Guardian and the goblins with battle suits. Like I could
and the cleaners.
yeah, like I could see stuff from Labyrinth being a Warhammer mini.
Oh yeah.
So I give it to Labyrinth only because of like
What about like the trash lady?
I've known too many people like her. I'm not naming names, just saying that
Actually,
that's
yeah,
not as fictitious as you think.
I've met a few like that. What about the worm in the corridor?
Oh, he's just a worm.
No, I'm just a worm.
Do you get points for Yes, you do get points for difficulty. That was excellent. Oh, buddy, I know.
You also get points for volume, my friend.
Oh, hello. Hello, boy child.
Okay, I got one for you. First horror movie you ever saw?
First horror. Oh, that's a tough. I can't remember.
Hmm.
I've watched a lot.
Gosh, I'm thinking like, what are you defining as a horror movie?
Something that gave you nightmares.
Okay, because that's
Okay, well,
'Cause that's not
I
necessarily
understand
a
that's,
genre based
that's
on
really,
age.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about like that it could be classified as a scary movie by at least 3 other people.
that's still really difficult because the
Also,
Someone said
preferably
Candyman.
PG-13 minimum.
well, you see, if you're going that way, the one that actually sent me like running out of theaters with friends when I was a kid, believe it or not, Jurassic Park the very first time.
Bitch.
Oh yeah,
You are a whiny little bitch.
well, you see, I'd watched dedicated horror before then, but I grew up just loving dinosaurs academically,
You wanna-
reading books about them.
Oh yeah.
I didn't really
I
put
know.
too much thought into what a dinosaur attack would look like IRL. And so the theater we were at back in '93, they had this policy to where if you had 4 or more kids together, they'd let you into a PG-13 without a parent if you were underage. So a bunch of us who were buddies, ganged up, me, a friend, and his 2 sisters. Well, we sat there and we see that opening scene with the Velociraptor, to shoot her, and me and his sisters freaked the fuck out. And I scream louder than the girls do. And so we're sitting outside the theater door, and we try to psych ourselves up, and it's like every time we think it's going to be, it's like, okay, we're going to look back in, the T-Rex eating the goat. Oh, we panic, we get back out. Oh, we're going to look back in, it's the T-Rex eating Gennaro. We look back in, oh, it's the Dilophosaur killing Dennis Nedry. It's like finally in the last 20 minutes of the movie, we're sick of people throwing popcorn boxes at the door, and we're going, this is damn ridiculous. We got to regain our honor and just go in there and finish this movie. And we did.
No, that one's Daddy's.
For me,
Yeah.
I was about 6 or 7, and I saw this really kind of obscure movie,
Yeah.
but it was the first movie starring Skeet Ulrich. It was The Gate.
Oh, okay, this one's gonna start a fight. I know it. Star Trek or Star Wars?
Who
Oh, that
in
is-
the...
Years ago, like 6 years ago, I would have said Star Wars, but now, honestly, I'm gonna what's out? I'm gonna say the Orville.
The Orville.
No, I'm going to go with this one. Even for all the crap Disney has put it through, I'm going to stand by Star Wars. When I was growing up and a kid, I watched a lot of Trek. I mean, a lot of Trek. But it still didn't have the impact that Star Wars did on me. The story was more character-driven. Not really more believable. It was way less believable. But you made more of a connection with the characters. You cared more about them. Or at least I did.
Well, Star Trek was geared more around military protocol, whereas Star Wars was more, fluid, kind of, like adventure.
It was an
Do you
action
remember
serial.
the first video game you played as a kid?
Oh. I've been actually thinking about this question a lot lately, and I think, if memory serves, it was Super Mario Brothers.
I'm not gonna lie, Pong. I think I played Pong or Tetris before anything else.
Mrs. Pac-Man on an arcade machine in 1988.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I didn't play any Atari games until after I first tried Nintendo, so
Yeah, it stuck in my mind even though I was young. I was about 5 at the time. But my mom went to pick up a pizza takeout order and she took me with her.
Yeah.
And they had a Mrs. Pac-Man machine. She gave me a quarter and pushed the chair up to the machine. I got up there and played, and I was, even by 5-year-old standards, I was pretty horrible. But it just left a hook that never left the rest of my life.
I agree. So, by that metric, would you say that that was what started you on being a gamer?
No, what started me on being a gamer, realistically, was the Super Nintendo. Because back then, like, I grew up in a really poor neighborhood. And, like, if you owned a Super Soaker, you were, like, king of the hill. And my mom went through one of those places like Finger Hut where you can take payments. And she got me a Super Nintendo. That was like a status symbol for poor kids back in the early 90s.
Yeah,
That
I
was what
remember.
got me into gaming because it was real immersive. A lot of those games were not as easy as you'd think. Super Mario World, especially if you're a guy like me that has like some impaired motor skills, there were parts of that that were just like screaming tough for a 9-year-old.
Okay, so Batman or Iron Man, and then I'm gonna ask the audience: should I make what they call the severed testicle tank next?
I gotta go with Batman because he's he is like a superhero version of Sherlock Holmes, and I know CJ is probably going to smack me in the face for this, but I really don't like Tony Stark. I mean, I think he's way too full of himself.
Now, I, on the other hand, am going to go with Iron Man because A, I think the suit's cooler, and B, I like a hero that drinks more than I do. That's kind of a big one.
CJ and I are on the fence about a certain topic because of the movie Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay,
I am of the opinion that Tony Stark completely screwed up Peter Parker and that he should not be allowed anywhere near someone under the age of 21.
no, he gave Peter exactly what he needed or attempted to. Tony didn't really know what a loving father was like, and Peter needed a father-like figure, and Tony tried his hardest. So you know what? He gets a cookie.
Mr. Genero, I don't feel so good.
Go to hell. So, okay. So I'm going to start working on these. What is it called? What is it actually called? What is its actual title that you guys refuse to call it? I had to buy a base, I think, for this one. It is called the Venom Crawler.
Ooh.
Tom Hardy, this one's for you.
Actually, yeah, I think Games Workshop might have screwed me. I don't have a. Yeah, it even tells me I don't have. It doesn't come with the 10 millimeter base.
Yeah,
100 millimeter base.
we've been having issues with that, like, quite a bit today. I suppose that's my other major criticism of Games Workshop.
Games Workshop, I love you. Stop doing stuff like this to me.
I mean, I appreciate it as a sales tactic, but it's one I myself would not have engaged in the same position.
So it's not saying I don't have it, it's just not showing it. One issue is, my suppressors are supposed to have flight stands, but I'm not seeing them. Spider-Man or Ant-Man? Spider-Man. Ant-Man's cool, but Spider-Man.
Spider-Man goes for the heart, though. Spider-Man goes for the heart.
Hand me the clippers.
There we go.
Alright. Oh, why are you... No, we're not gonna start on positions. This is a family-friendly stream.
Since when?
Since my child's here.
Oh.
I know, bud. Don't play with the lamp. Alright, let me put the cord for you.
I'm starting to be the meanie.
Because he's tired, he's gonna think everyone's being mean. If any undead were real, what do you want to be unreal? Zombies or vampires or whatever, and why?
Do I wait for Justin before we start answering that one?
You can answer now if you want.
I want to say, I'm going to go really meta, and I'm going to say race. I'd like race to be a reality. Because I could so see myself being one.
Flash or Hawkeye?
I'm going to say Flash in this case, despite being a Marvel fan, because an arrow's not real good if you can outrun it.
Yeah, that would have been better if he did a Green Arrow versus Hawkeye.
Green Arrow versus Hawkeye, I'd still probably give it to Green Arrow because of the Kevin Smith arc in the comics. Because Kevin really wrote a pretty sweet Green Arrow arc. I love how the Marvel guy is plugging DC all day long.
Right?
Well, it's because I know I can build Time Warner for more than Disney.
Okay, so it doesn't look like a testicle. It looks like a mutated peanut.
This is like the Rorschach test of perversion, I swear it is.
They did it on purpose. God damn you, Games Workshop. But keep making figures, Games Workshop. Because I have a whole bunch of cool chaos shit that I can buy this year. Venom or Deadpool?
Being that anytime I eat out at a restaurant, I give my name as Deadpool on the order, I'm going to say Deadpool, even though I've preferred Venom for longer.
He does.
Yeah.
That's why he's not allowed to do the ordering anymore.
No, some of the places around here are getting really, really sick of that gag to the point they won't even do it and ask my wife for the name on the order. Because I've overused that pitilessly for about 3 years.
You're the one that asked to come up, cutie. You're upset about you still know what you want.
Well, let Daddy lift the cord for you. Let Daddy lift the cord. I think that's funny. So, I do think that's funny that you do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the drive-thru people aren't as good-humored about it anymore.
Oh, you think so? No, careful. Favorite beer and wine? Guinness. Because it doesn't need an explanation. No, you can't play with these, buddy.
Okay, they're asking favorite beer and wine, Justin.
Well, I guess wine cooler counts as wine, so I'm gonna go with Not Your Father's.
Believe it or not, I don't drink that often, and when I do, it's usually something harder. But, a favorite wine is...
No, favorite beer and why?
Favorite beer and why? Oh, favorite beer and why? Okay. Favorite beer, KBC Widowmaker. It's a local craft brew to Upper Michigan, and it tastes a lot like what we sampled on the channel today. I just like it, and there's a lot of good memories surrounding it.
Me? Well, if I'm gonna go for a beer, I think this one's pretty good.
Oh, this one's delicious. Love it.
It's a meal in a can.
Favorite video game? Oh, that's actually a harder one to answer.
Favorite video game.
I like so many.
Oh. A typical safe answer for me is usually any Final Fantasy, but I really love the Mass Effect series. But as I said, well, my absolute favorites are usually the first-person RPGs.
Let me see how much time we have on the stream so far. We are actually only been for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
I can stream up to 4 hours before we have to stop.
Yeah.
But I think we need to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So,
Lay down there and behave.
for those watching, we're going to take a quick intermission. I have to probably go lay down the monster. So, we will be right back.
With a testicle tank.